this episode of Horse Shelter Heroes.
I don't know for sure the number of horses, but I'm thinking it's going to be between 40 and 60 horses.
Loading up our intake supplies and headed up to quarantine. We already have 2 trailers here and it's only 9 a.m.
We got a duck surrendered to us yesterday.
He's 3. Got some pretty exciting banners here. We're gonna go hang them up.
Oh my goodness. She's got multiple fractures in that leg.
You don't want to miss a single second of Horse Shelter Heroes.
Today is buyout and we have a lot of horses scheduled to come in. It's going to be very, very busy. I don't know for sure the number of horses, but I'm thinking it's going to be between 40 and 60 horses. Hopefully we'll at least rescue 40, but we'll see. You just never know how these days go when we're intercepting horses that could be going to the auction. And we've got 3 horses here right now. They're signing them in the office, and we'll be headed up to start the intake process. So
Dr. Gina and I are loading up our intake supplies and headed up to quarantine. We're not sure how many horses we have coming in today, but we already have 2 trailers here and it's only 9 a.m. So we are loading up everything we can. Our radiograph equipment stopped working late last week, so we are without that key diagnostic today, which is gonna make intake a lot harder for us. But we're gonna do our best with our hands and eyes to make the best calls we can, and hopefully our rad equipment will be fixed and operational again very soon.
we have got the first group of horses here. So we got 2. They're both stallions. And then we have another trailer with 22 horses that will be unloading here shortly. So we're gonna be very, very busy for a good minute. We have a very, very busy day. We just got 24 horses in. I think there's 16 baby horses, which I'm really thrilled we were able to rescue them. Baby horses just bounce around in the slaughter pipeline a lot. So we have a huge herd, probably from some backyard breeder, that just dump them off in the slaughter pipeline. We have several blind horses, and there's a lot going on right now, and Corey and Caitlin are on vacation. We don't like doing buyouts without them, but we have an amazing team here. We're gonna pull together and make this happen.
So we've had our first 2 trailers arrive this morning, and we're kind of breaking into 3 teams. Tawnee is helping ensure that horses that need the last act of kindness don't have to wait once vet staff has made that decision. We have Kimberly taking photos of young horses that are all in a group. I think there's 12 or 14 of them, and then we've got 5 or 6 older horses or horses that look like they're in really critical condition pulled to the side. So Kimberly and I are gonna, I assigned Kimberly 2 jobs at the same time. That's not gonna work. 2 of us are gonna look at those critical horses and make sure that they have pain meds and that we look at them first, and then we'll get pictures and blood on baby horses. We're splitting our intake up a little bit today, so everybody's gonna have photos, blood pulled for Coggins testing, and a microchip, and we're not gonna do full exams on everybody today as long as they seem to be stable. Hi, you broke your face? 18, 16, 18? So when we look at the hock joint, I know based on anatomy that our top joint is about here, and middle and distal. So we're right at the level of the hock joint, but when we have kind of serous discharge draining out here, it makes me concerned that we're leaking joint fluid. This horse is a relatively young standardbred gelding. His heart rate was in the upper 70s, which is indicative of discomfort. He's got two pretty significant lamenesses. His right front and left hind both have severe extensive wounds on them. I'm concerned that the one in the left hind is communicating with the hock joint and leaking joint fluid. He smells very infected. When we pulled blood, we're gonna run a complete blood count on him and try to see how long that infection's been going on and how severe it is. And most importantly, we're gonna wait and gauge his response to pain medication. If we can control his pain long enough to do more diagnostics, I would like to do that. If his heart rate stays really elevated, and if we have catastrophic changes on that CBC, we may have to make a call on him, but I'm hopeful that maybe we can give him a chance. He's munching some pain, he's had some pain meds, and we're gonna let him just decompress for a few minutes and check that heart rate again. This horse has a collapsing carpus. This horse, we don't need to do any diagnostics on. We've got severe bilateral club hoofs. Watch, he's knuckling over and collapsing on that left front carpus. This horse has evidence of a carpal fracture. See how when he steps down, this carpal joint comes in front. So that is evidence, those bones are not lined up correctly. We don't need radiographs to confirm that there is a fracture in that area. And we've got severe club hooves.
It's a baby.
Yeah, like baby.
Oh, did it taste terrible?
We have another horse coming in right now. From my understanding, it's pretty foundered, so we'll see what happens. This horse came in through the buyout program, and I'm really happy because without the buyout program, the option of a safe place for this horse to be might not have been available. The owners, they actually watch our TV show, and they love what we're doing and wanted to utilize the buyout program. And this is intercepting horses from potentially going to auction where they could go down the slaughter pipeline. 10 years ago, they rescued this horse out of the slaughter pipeline, and they've had a lot of medical problems going on with him. So we'll see if we can get to the bottom of them.
So our heart rate has gone from upper 70s to 48. 48 is still elevated from normal, but that's a significant improvement. So I'm happy about that. He definitely is still painful on the same legs that we noticed, but initially he wasn't willing to even rest with his right front leg on the ground, and now he's willing to do that. So I'm really happy with his response to pain meds, and this buys us time to do a little bit more diagnostics. Dr. Gina is running his blood work right now, so when she gets back up, we'll have those answers.
So this beautiful boy, this 12-year-old sweet boy that has the kind of catastrophic wounds to his left hind hock and his right front fetlock, we all gathered together and discussed his prognosis and long-term treatment, long-term care, and everything about him. And unfortunately, last act of kindness has been decided upon for him just because we believe it's involved in the joint. And if it's a septic joint, that could also involve the entire body, and it's just really painful. And long-term wise, he would be battling pain with that joint for a long time. So he's so beautiful and so young and so sweet.
So normally we can't palpate a pulse in this location of a horse's hoof, and bounding pulses in this area are indications that we have active laminitis happening. And this horse has pulses on both left and right front feet. Founder is not inherently a death sentence by any means. It's a disease we can manage, but once we have sinking and rotation occur, it can get to a point where there's nothing else that we can do, so we'll schedule this horse for foot radiographs. Toby came in as an owner surrender today, so because he didn't come from the auction pipeline and he's got a stable bill of health for right now, we are gonna move him to our intake barn. So most of our owner surrender horses come in through a different barn, and that way he'll be separated from this intake group of horses with unknown medical histories. Thank you. He's been a very good boy. He does have founder, so it would be great to not let him binge eat clovers on the way down, which I'm sure he will want to do. What a fun surprise for Corey when he comes back.
So they're gonna just get a basic intake right now. We're just gonna microchip and get photos and Coggins blood, and that's pretty much it for today. We'll run them back through and do their vaccines probably tomorrow or another day.
So some more trailers just showed up. We are getting ready to unload those horses and see what the needs are. Oh my goodness. Ah! Okay, let's pull that guy right now. We got a donkey with a flopping leg, just like flapping. Oh my goodness, that's so heartbreaking. I'm gonna give some IM pain meds right now, if that's okay. So we euthanized this poor little baby donkey. She was a little Jenny. She came in with a very flappy, fractured right front leg. And the guy who hauled her said it had happened 10 days ago, which made me immediately start crying. And then we looked at this leg and it's been months. This is the fractured leg, and no leg should be able to turn out like this. So when I move the leg like this, you can feel the pop of the fracture up here. And then there's also feels like a fracture down here, and you can see hoof growth is severely deviated. So this doesn't happen quickly. This is like at least months of this. So it's really heartbreaking. I don't know how people can see an animal in this condition and not immediately call a vet and put them out of their suffering. We immediately gave her IV Banamine and some xylazine, and we put her to sleep as soon as we possibly could. So I think this is a good example of the chaos and emotional up and down of our intake days. We got this incredible trailer load of really healthy looking baby horses. So this is kind of like working at a vet clinic when you have like first kitten visit and then euthanizing someone's 16-year-old dog and kind of back and forth. We do have some animals that look to be really stable. And because these babies all looked so stable, we had to shove them in this area out of the way. And this little donkey immediately took precedence. So normally we wouldn't do euthanasia kind of right out in the middle of anything, but she was so painful, we didn't want her to walk one more step.
We're at a good stopping point for lunch, because we do have to feed our bodies to keep doing what we're doing. And then we'll come back after lunch and continue going through the gang that we have.
We are asked to help hundreds of animals every single year. We cannot do that without your support. Being on the front lines of animal rescue, we see things that break our hearts. It's through donations that we're able to say yes to not only horses, but dogs and cats as well. Every animal deserves a second chance. At Plus Humane Society, the plus in our name is for every other animal besides horses that needs help. And we help thousands and thousands of animals, but we can only do that through support from people just like yourself, donating to help us help the helpless. If we don't have support, we cannot save these animals. Please make a donation right now and be the difference for an animal in need.
We have an amazingly abundant pizza fund right now. Not that you have to stop donating to it, but because there have been so many amazing donors and because you have donated so much and I can actually get more than pizza, I had to figure out a way to get more things without actually going to town all the time. It takes quite a while to do all the shopping, so I'm trying to order everything on Walmart and have it picked up by a local delivery driver. So I'm online at Walmart right now trying to get everybody's stuff ordered, and I'm going to be ordering pizza here soon and having that also delivered. Thank you so much for caring for our staff here at Horse Plus. Everyone really appreciates the lunch that we get on intake week. Thank you.
We told you that we had the opportunity to intercept a slaughter truck. We have a semi-slaughter truck backing up to the unloading area right now. With support, we can keep growing the buyout program to intercept more and more horses. We've only had 2 semi-trucks ever since our organization has been going that we've been able to rescue, and the second one's pulling in right now. So please keep your support coming so next month we can say yes to another semi-load of horses.
So this horse has pretty severe icterus. It indicates that the liver is shutting down. I don't want to cause her more distress. She's got her eye open in the bright sun, but she's obviously very weak, and so she has indications of organ failure. We just pulled blood. We're going to run a chemistry and try to see, but she tried a couple times and just wasn't strong enough to get her legs up underneath her. Her heart rate's 92. Her heart rate is 92. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. All right, photos, Coggins blood, pain meds. These guys are a really tragic example of animals that kind of look like they might be okay, but on closer look, both of them have a lot of really significant problems. This sweet boy is at least 30 years old, and he's got a lot of classic signs of metabolic disease. He has these big crusty fat deposits over his tail head and his neck, and he's got active pounding digital pulses. If we had a radiograph equipment, we would take x-rays of his feet, but you can see how severely angled they are. And if you watch him, he keeps rocking back that classic sawhorse stance to try to get weight off of his front feet. So he's really painful. He had a lot of pain meds. This mare was down in the trailer and pretty horrible. The shippers just kind of dragged her off. She had been down in the trailer for a couple hours. She has severe icterus. So kind of like babies when they get jaundice, icterus in an older animal is one of the hallmark signs of end-stage liver disease. And so she clearly has something major going on. Her heart rate was 92. It's only come down to 88 with IV pain medications that were given close to 15 minutes ago. So she doesn't look to be in horrible body condition, but if you look underneath, she's got sores. She has open oozing sores on her chest from extended laying down, and then she's got sores on her hips on pressure points from laying down. So this mare's been laying down a lot. That happens over time. That's not like I got cut in the trailer, but I am worried that this mare is in end-stage liver failure. We did pull blood so we can confirm, but these guys seem like a really sweet bonded pair, and we're gonna say goodbye to them together.
Feel the mirror down.
I'm sorry, big girl. Got absent GI sounds on the upper left. She's got a heart murmur. This poor mare just looks absolutely miserable. We haven't taken her temperature. She feels very warm. Holding the ears out to the side, we rarely see in horses, and it's one of the indicators of pretty severe distress. She has about a grade 4 out of 6 heart murmur. She's got nasal discharge. Her heart rate is elevated. Hi, big girl, I know. I see how old you are. Oh man, it's probably 30. So we gave her some IV pain medication. She hasn't shown any interest in food or water. Horses that have endotoxemia or another process where toxins are building up in the body get what we call a toxic line on their gums. It's kind of a dark purple line right above the teeth. Most commonly we see it with colic cases. I don't know what this mare had going on. She didn't have any GI sounds, and she obviously was incredibly weak. We didn't take her temperature, but she feels very warm. She had no interest in eating and drinking. We did give her some pain meds right away, but she couldn't even stand.
Yeah, he's 3. All right, so this little Appaloosa boy, he's about 3 years old. So far, all we found is that he probably has like a little tooth cyst bump on his face, but we need a radiograph to confirm, but it doesn't feel soft tissue like
anything that we'd be super worried about that would be contagious. Seemingly, he's a healthy, good boy, so we're gonna do his Coggins blood, we're gonna give him a microchip and get his pictures, and then since he's healthy enough, we're gonna put him out, and then we're gonna get through the rest of the gang to make sure everybody who is stable is looked at, and then everybody who's critical is taken care of.
And oh, sometimes I wonder if there's a reason life gets so hard.
This cute little yearling colt has what appears to be a body wall hernia at the level of the umbilicus. We think that he is intact, and either it's just a flub of skin that we can leave, or it might need surgery, and hopefully it's a surgery that could be combined with his castration.
What? You didn't react at all. Oh my goodness, what a good baby.
Looked at his face and said, I love you just the same, as they wandered swiftly back to bed.
We are like almost non-visual. You can see maybe 5 or 10%. This one is completely blind.
Well, maybe you find what holds you together when things try to tear you apart.
This mare is about 19 years old. She's completely blind on the left, and she has maybe 10% vision on the right. She seems to be somewhat calm, but it's really difficult to tell in the setting where they come in how well adjusted blind horses are. Some of them are really obviously not well adjusted. I'd like to turn this mare out and let her decompress a little bit. She needs a sedated dental anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and turn her out. She has a normal heart rate. I am a little concerned that that right eye might be painful. She's got a lot of scleral injection. So she has redness around that eye, but she doesn't have squinting and tearing, which is kind of that end stage evidence that the eye is really painful. So I think she's stable enough to turn out for today, and we'll get to her really quickly and take a look at her teeth, and we'll go from there.
Was finally cured of any doubts he ever had.
Oh, you're not that old. Yeah, you're like 6 years old.
I wonder if there's a reason life gets so hard.
Heart rate's only 36. I mean, this is 100% pitting edema from here down. But heart rate is normal, so. So it's 36? Yep.
How old is he?
He's only, he's like 5 or 6 years old.
So this beautiful young boy, he's about 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. He has a swollen right front pastern to fetlock area. Dr. Lydia palpated it really well, and he was really good for it. So she said it feels mostly like pitting edema with some minor bony changes, but we really need a radiograph to confirm. So hopefully when our radiograph equipment works, we'll be able to do that. But for now, he's getting his blood drawn, his photographs, and his microchip.
And there were pillow talks when they couldn't sleep, and their tear tracks swept from their cheeks, fighting for no reason.
Concerned about this carpus.
Yep.
But with a heart rate of 32, I would say that we're definitely stable enough for us to wait for diagnostics.
They were sat down and waited.
So she is already microchipped. This little mare is about 3 years old, 2.5 to 3 years old. She has major scars and bony abnormalities on her facial bones and on her left carpus, but her heart rate is within normal limits, and she doesn't seem to be limping terribly badly. So we are going to turn her out and put her on our radiograph list.
He was finally cured of any doubts he ever had.
We got 57 horses for this month's buyout. We got a ton of yearlings, fillies and colts, so that's really exciting. Most of them are in pretty good shape. And then we got a spectrum of horses and mules, some of them in really horrible shape. We won't know health concerns until we process everybody, but on initial intake, everybody got triaged, and woo, it's been a lot.
Hold you together.
We're getting ready to call it a day, and we were trying to figure out how we should stand for this interview. Dr. Lydia's like, we should stand in order of age. And apparently in order of age, that's also an order of height. So today was really good. We were very, very busy. There was a lot of critical horses that needed the last act of kindness, but we're just thankful they're here. But I've been busy since I'm a euthanasia technician with that, so I haven't really been part of this as much. So how's it been going up here? I love the babies. The babies are so cute.
Yeah, we got like 1-year-olds and 35-year-olds today with very few in between. So it's really nice to have healthy young horses. That was a fun surprise today. We got a whole trailer load of babies.
And a semi-truck. And they would love to bring more horses next month. So if we could intercept an actual semi-truck, slaughter truck, every month, that would be so amazing. But that's in addition to this, so we need more donations. I know we're struggling from a staff perspective with the amount of horses that we're rescuing. So we're looking for a registered vet tech. So if you're out there watching us and you absolutely love us, contact us. So there's just a lot of growth with Horse Plus this year, and also with the buyout program. So we're just trying to keep up with it is what it comes down to.
We're not just sweaty because it's hot.
No, always growing, always changing. But I think today was great, and we're gonna continue tomorrow.
Hold you together when things try to tear you apart.
At Horse Plus Humane Society, our goal and mission is to save as many horses as possible out of the slaughter pipeline.
Through our buyout program, we are intercepting horses before they even get to the auction.
Our goal is to rescue as many horses as we can, bringing them to our organization and letting our expert veterinarians evaluate them to determine what each horse needs as an individual.
We help as many as we can, even if they need the last act of kindness, because we believe that every horse is deserving of kindness and medical care and treatment.
When horses come here to Horse Plus Humane Society, we're able to tell their stories and transform their lives. But none of it would be possible without support from people just like yourself. So please make a donation right now. The horses are counting on us, and we are counting on you.
Okay, so we got a duck surrendered to us yesterday while all the craziness was happening with all the horses we got. So I pulled out this dog pool that we had, and we're gonna go put it in the treatment room in one of the recovery stalls, fill it with water, and put her over so that she can have some enrichment time and also clean her feathers. Okay, so the pool is all filled now, and now I'm gonna go get Quackers, and we're gonna put her in here and see how she likes it. Very messy creatures. What do you think?
She's happy.
She's very happy. Look at you.
Oh, it's so yummy. Oh, you're so cute.
So we got Quackers and we put her in the pool and she loves it. Dr. Lydia gave her some cat food. That's all we've got for her at the moment, and ducks will eat cat food willingly. So she's in here swimming and eating and having the time of her life.
All right, so it is day 2 of our intake. So we're getting everything in the side-by-side, and we're about to go back up there and finish the rest of the gang. And we have 2 more horses coming today that we're gonna need to look at. So we are just about to go back up.
Kimberly and Dr. Gina and I just got up to quarantine. We got our Coggins paperwork finished from the first group yesterday and looked at some critical animals down in our general population area. We have, I don't know, 12 or so what appear to be about yearlings that came in yesterday, which is amazing. They all look to be mostly healthy. Some of them have some minor wounds. So they're all gonna get quick exams, photos, microchips. Our goal is to continue intaking as many horses as we can today.
So this little baby is our first boy of the day. You're fine. So we're getting Coggins blood, pictures, and microchips.
This little filly has a lot going on. She's got papillomaviruses of her muzzle, which are usually seen in immunosuppressed young animals. They're usually self-limiting. Looks like she's got conjunctivitis in both eyes. She's got some nasal discharge. She's got a wound on her right carpus, and that carpus is a little bit swollen. And she has a hernia, a body wall hernia. It looks like maybe related to her umbilicus. She's also pretty unthrifty looking, thin, and with a rough hair coat. Doesn't seem like she's had a lot of handling. She tried to kick us a few times. She doesn't understand that we're trying to help, so we're gonna move her into our chute that's a little bit safer to get her blood draw and her microchip taken care of. We just got 2 more horses in through our buyout program this morning. One of them looks like he's got a severe pelvic abnormality. He does look stable. He's able to move around, but his leg is at an incredibly abnormal angle. So we're gonna make him a priority, but for right now, he was thirsty and he's eating and drinking. And then we got a really cute little mule whose halter broken. So we've got our babies set up to run through the chute, and when they're finished, we'll look more closely at these guys.
He has lice. Other than that, he's a real good boy, and his little abrasion over his left eye, but he's a smart colt.
I checked this little gelding that just came in. I checked his heart rate. I give him about 10 minutes because right when they get off the trailer, sometimes their heart rates are elevated. His heart rate was about 66, which is pretty high and an indicator of pain. So I gave him 2 grams of phenylbutazone. He's got severe atrophy on his left hind, and he let me palpate a little bit. It feels like a distal femoral fracture that didn't heal properly. So his whole left hind leg is kind of turned out like this, and his pelvis is uneven. So we're gonna make him a priority. We just finished with the baby. We're gonna pull him out and look at him next because we don't want him to be painful and not a priority. He's dragging the toe, and you can see failed on us last week. We really need a radiograph to see exactly what's going on in here. But what you can see is severe atrophy right here. This is the pelvis. So we've got atrophy of all of these muscles. And then the stifle joint, this should be a joint. And you can see when he steps, the distal femur just kind of runs underneath the skin right here. And then he just kind of drags the leg. Do you want to have him take one step? So you can watch femur moving and dragging underneath the skin right there. So this was likely a fracture as well as full soft tissue damage of the stifle joint. And a heart rate of 66, even though he's standing here and being stoic, he's got pain and he's got severe lameness associated with that leg. I'm sorry, big boy. We are really grateful that this guy came to us through our buyout program and that he didn't end up on a slaughter truck. He is super sweet and very stoic, and it's clear that this injury happened months and months and months ago, but his distal femur is basically dislocated from the rest of his leg. Without our radiograph equipment, we can't determine what else is going on, but he is painful. He's experiencing pain. He has had pain medications, but we are gonna recommend the last act of kindness for this guy. I'm very worried about his quality of life. Even with great pain medications every day, I don't think that we'll be able to get him comfortable.
So this little yearling filly, really pretty girl, super smart. She is getting her microchip. She's got her Coggins blood and her pictures. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna put her out with her friends.
Good boy! Good baby!
We are done with this cute little yearling colt. He is fantastic. He was great for pokes, great for his orals. He seemed a little scared, but he was really good about it. So we're thrilled. He got his microchip, his blood, and his pictures.
So this morning we had to finish up the Coggins paperwork, but once we got up here, we had a short amount of time before lunch, but we were still able to get through 7 horses before lunch, and now we're gonna go down and eat.
So we've got most of the horses run out. There's still one horse out here that we're trying to find, or at least I'm trying to find right now. I'm up here by myself. I don't have service up here. There's never any service back here in quarantine. I did bring the sat phone with me though.
That's right. If you go to sat123.com Horse Plus and get one of these life-saving devices, Horse Plus will earn a commission, which will help us save more horses.
So we can call somebody out here to help me out.
This amazing satellite phone, with its small yet powerful form factor, delivers trusted, rugged, reliable communications all in an easy-to-use handset.
All right, you coming up? All right, thanks. Bye. So this thing really does come in handy, especially in rural Tennessee. There's just some places that do not have service. It's made by Iridium, and you can get yours today by going to sat123.com.
If you go to sat123.com Horse Plus and get one of these life-saving devices, Horse Plus will earn a commission, which will help us save more horses.
So here we are today setting up for a wonderful pizza meal on behalf of a great anonymous donor from the Northeast. I answered the phone the other day, had a wonderful conversation with this amazing donor. She and I really connected actually. So a great shout out to her. She's a major fan of the Horse Plus Rescue Hero show and Horse Plus Humane Society. And she wanted to bless us all with the hard work we did for the buyout. And wanted to bless us all with an amazing pizza and ice cream and drinks like sodas and things. And so we just want to give her a big thank you.
Lots of popsicles. Ooh. They would have been so good yesterday when it was so hot. Got some pretty exciting banners here. We're gonna go hang them up. I just wanted to give you all a sneak peek before we go. So Keith, you want to help me with this?
Sure.
Keith was the one that went and picked them up for me, so. All right, let's see, it goes this way. We're gonna put this out along the road where the small animal shelter Spay-Neuter Clinic is getting built, so everyone in the community knows. And it's thanks to Bob Barker, who always said, get your pet spayed or neutered, and we're gonna keep his message alive and going. So we're very excited about this project, and we're really excited to be able to hang these up and let the community know that it is coming.
So this big guy is Matthias. I'm sure you guys have been following him. He's our leg wound, 8 to 10-year-old Belgian sweet boy. Unfortunately, we noticed some neurologic disorder symptoms with him. Like if you notice, his lips are droopy and his top part of his muzzle is deviated to the right, which has been getting worse. He can now no longer use his lips to pull food into his mouth, and he's trying to use his tongue and turn his head sideways, so that's progressing. He also has a really floppy pectoral muscle that he can no longer like tense and release, so that's abnormal. He's wasting muscle. He's crossing over in the hind. So our top differentials for that kind of neurological disorder is EPM, which is an equine protozoal phylloencephalopathy. It's a disease that they get from eating infected possum feces, so he's not communicable or contagious to other horses, but it is a progressive disease. Horses usually get cranial nerve disorders, which is what you see with his lip and his inability to eat. It can cause him to not be able to swallow. Muscle wasting, neurological crossing over. Some horses get seizures and the inability to stand. So because of all these things, we're going to send off diagnostics to confirm. But other than that, it would be trauma, or rabies is always on the list for neurological diseases. So we're just really concerned about him going the wrong direction in our care, with our medical treatments. So we're going to try and find out what it is, but we are very, very concerned about his prognosis and long-term quality of life.
So we are back from our wonderful donated pizza party lunch. Thank you so much. We all enjoyed the pizza. To finish up the rest of our intake on the babies and the adults that we hadn't gotten to yesterday. So we're about to get our first baby after lunch back in the chute.
So come away with me, nobody has to know.
Most of the babies in this group are pretty calm and sweet and nice. And a couple of them are a little bit more scared. So she was trying to turn around in the regular chute. She's not mean, but she's a little more scared. So we just put her in the squeeze chute. We didn't actually have to squeeze it to do anything, just to keep her from turning herself around. It keeps her safer and keeps us safer.
Good bud.
Look!
Look at you.
Barely noticed.
You're a good bud. All right, so we are getting done with our last baby, and then we're going to move on to the adults that we still have left. And then after that, we are done with all of our intake animals.
Kimberly and I just were able to catch a very, very sweet thoroughbred mare. She looks to be in her early to mid 20s. She was very, very friendly, came right up to us. She's thin. Her body condition score is about a 1. She did have a tattoo, but she's got a lot of scarring on her upper lip, so we weren't able to read her tattoo. She needs a sedated dental float, but otherwise looked stable. So we did all the things, and she got turned out into Q1 for us to pull back out soon to look at her teeth.
We are about to run all of the babies down to Q3. We got all of their microchips done, and they all got their coggins pulled. And we're gonna have to run them back up for vaccines, but they're ready to go out, at least for the day.
There is a harsh storm. There's lightning crashing everywhere. We're trying to get everything wrapped up. These storms in Tennessee come through very quickly, so it can be fine. And then there's lightning everywhere. We've got photos of everyone. Everyone's been documented. And we're gonna get down to the main part of the shelter. But it's a crazy storm, and it's getting very windy, and it could just get stronger and stronger. The way these storms work is the front of the storm is really harsh, and it goes through and then it gets better. So we're at the front of the storm right now, so we gotta go.
Sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're afraid to run away with me.
Howdy. Got.
Oh no, not afraid to.
Yeah, we're both wet.
And everyone else is dry.
Sorry, guys.
Oh goodness. Oh, let me get that for you. I don't know if I did that very well.